Our first lesson will be about evaluating and simplifying expressions. So for all of these videos, you can feel free to go at your own pace. You do need to take notes. However, there will be some problems that I will work out slowly, and if you feel like you know how to do the problem, you can feel free to work through it and then fast forward to the next problem when you get to them. Or if you feel like you need to pause and go back, that's fine. So just do these videos at your own pace. So we're going to start with a few problems involving evaluating expressions. For these first ones, we're going to work with powers. So my first one, I have 3 to the 4th power. Recall that that means 3 times 3 times 3 times 3. You are going to multiply the 3's together there, multiply the 3's together there, and you get 81. So now 2 and 3 are the type of problems that look really easy, but a lot of people make mistakes on them. So for number 2, you are going to do -4 to the second. Now, when you're working with exponents, it is important to remember that if you have a negative in front of it, you do the negative second. You always are going to do the exponent first. So you're going to keep the negative there, and you're going to do 4 to the second, which is 16. So actually your answer is 16. However, in number 3, the negative and the 4 go together, and you're actually going to do -4 to the second, which means you do -4 times -4, which gives you positive 16. Just make sure that you know the difference between number 2 and 3. I will ask you a question like that on a test or a quiz. So we're going to evaluate for the next one this expression when k is equal to 3. So I'm going to substitute in 3 for k, and I'm going to do that wherever I see a k. Then I'm going to follow the order of operations. So remember, with the order of operations, the parentheses are always going to come first, followed by your exponents, and then your multiplication. And finally, you're going to subtract 81 minus 15, and your final answer is going to be 66. So we're going to do one more problem that involves evaluating, and then we're going to go on to simplifying. So I'm going to evaluate x minus y over x plus y for x equals 3 and y equals 6. So I'm going to substitute in 3 for all of the x's and 6 for all of the y's. This is going to give me -3 over positive 9. Do not forget to simplify. Your answer for that one is going to be -1/3. So for our next set of examples, we are going to simplify these expressions. And when you're simplifying expressions, it's important to remember that you are only going to combine like terms. So let's talk about what like terms are, and I'll give you a few examples of things that are like terms and things that are not like terms. So for example, if you have 5x and 3x, those are like terms. If you have 5x and just plain old 5, those are not. More examples, if you have like 2y and 3y, those ones are good. If you have like 2y and 3x, those do not work. Same thing, that the one that confuses people the most is if you have something like 5x squared, you are not allowed to combine that with 5x. You're not allowed to combine it with 5x to the 4th or 8x to the 4th or anything like that. So it's important that you have the exact same variable. So in this case, I am going to simplify my top expression in number 6 by putting together the 5x and the -6x. It's important to remember that the negative goes with the 6, by the way, not with the 3y. So you put those together, you do 5 minus 6, and that gives you -1x, or just -x. Same thing for the 3y and 8y, you're going to add those together. That gives you plus 11y. So this is your final answer. For number 7, we're going to do a similar thing. So 5x is kind of lonely. There's nothing that goes with it, so we're just going to rewrite 5x squared as 5x squared. The negative 3y and the positive 6y, both of them have y squared, so those are going to give us plus y squared, 3y squared. Then the last two terms that we have, again, they don't go with anything, so we're just going to rewrite those like that. And then this is going to be my final answer.